earlier than I expected, but needs must when it comes down to these sort of things. We're back with KOTOR 2. Treks make me do this. Anyway, there was a couple of companions that we haven't really talked to last session we need to get done. T3, I'll start with you. I think pretty much everyone we need to talk to is in this general area now anyway, so we may as well get it over with. When I was captured by Goto, how were we able to find Goto's yacht? He was knocking to Voga's droid warehouse to steal the codes. So who was transmitting the codes to Goto's yacht? The droids. Interesting. Other questions? Okay, I've got nothing else to talk about with T3. Tyron, if you're in chat already, firstly, am I coming through okay? Is everything audible? And secondly, before Monday, you have to remind me and teach me how to save in it so I can get the repair skills and everything I need sorted out for that. May as well get this one and only, probably one and only time I'm talking to Goto out of the way.
Yes. Is there something you have come to offer me?
Considering I saved you, you could be more grateful.
The fact we are even having a conversation is gratitude. Usually, my conversations do not have the give and take that our current interaction does. And of course, there is much more screaming on the part of the listener when the torture field is activated.
What a charming fellow. I have some questions for you.
I am willing to indulge some of your questions.
You want me to save the Republic, how is that possible?
There are several factors, all of which affect each other. There is the stabilization of Dantooine, the preservation of the restoration efforts on Telos, the political resolution on Onderon, and the unification of a religious power base in the galaxy, either Jedi or Sith.
Is there anything you can do to help those systems and their people, either with information or resources? Hey Tyron.
The destruction of my yacht and of all my activities on Nar Shaddaa carry a cost that would take you several lifetimes to pay back. But perhaps the offer of credits will spur you to act quicker, more decisively. I am not unsympathetic to such greed. For every system you stabilize, I will reward you for your efforts.
I don't want a reward. Helping the people of those systems is enough.
Compassion and mercy only erode respect and power.
Just tell me what needs to be done to help these systems.
There is the stabilization of Dantooine, the preservation of the restoration efforts on Telos, the political resolution on Onderon, and the unification of a religious power base in the galaxy, either Jedi or Sith.
Tell me about Dantooine.
Dantooine is a vital resupply point for the Republic. If its stability is compromised, then the Republic will lose control over many outlying worlds, and they will become a haven for raiders and smugglers. The economic loss from such outer worlds is greater than the Republic is aware of. If the matter is not corrected, then it shall fall.
What's the situation on Onderon?
Onderon is an outer rim world, rich in ecological resources. Its aggressive ecology is capable of bringing devastated worlds back to life. It is currently experiencing a political schism split between two forces. One must triumph for the planet to be stabilized.
What about the restoration on Telos?
Telos is instrumental to the stability of the Republic. Its success or failure will dictate the economic forecasts of many other worlds. Of course, since the destruction of the Paragas facility, the odds of the Telos restoration project being successfully completed is close to zero.
I'm getting tired of being blamed for Paragas.
Then stop causing events of planetary destruction. You are a walking catastrophe, and you are not making saving the Republic any easier.
I had other questions.
You may speak.
Where's your base of operations?
Now, that would be telling. For now, my presence must remain a secret, and it may remain that way forever. I am willing to indulge some of your questions.
What capabilities does your droid possess?
It has been assigned to guard and protect you. As such, it is well suited for a variety of tasks. It is skilled in intimidation, interrogation, and can provide a series of select skills that will make it an effective killing machine. For the most part, it will follow your orders unless they conflict with mine.
What skills does it have?
This unit comes with a droid scrambler that you may use against mechanized opponents to randomize their defensive and offensive protocols. Use it, and it will cause droids to wage a civil war in their programming, and they will turn on their allies. Its power source is not limitless, but it is enough. In addition, this unit comes equipped with a portable cloaking generator. It will allow it to enter places undetected in reconnaissance mode.
Those can all prove an asset. Good to have you standing with us. Floating with us.
How droll. What an amusing Jedi specimen you are. You may speak.
Do you know anything about the HK droid sent after me?
The assassin droids. I have encountered some, purchased the service of others.
Why are they hunting me?
Why, I asked them to. To be honest, I believe that was always their intention, but it seems their directive was dormant for some time.
Do you know where they're coming from?
If you mean produced, no, I do not. I do know that there are a surprising number scattered throughout the Republic fleet searching for you. What they will do now that you are found is easy to predict.
You mean they're gonna come after me?
Of course they are. They're droids with very specific protocols that, unless changed, will dictate their movements. Unless you shut them down at the source, they will be stalking you until you are captured or terminated. Why don't you ask their predecessor? That archaic, memory-impaired assassination droid will know more about his subsequent generations than I would.
What are we doing in the Republic fleet?
They are masquerading as protocol droids. I have discovered that when they are used in negotiations, they have a predictable pattern of sabotaging whatever peace treaties they are involved with.
Why doesn't the Republic know?
Because the Republic has no reason to investigate otherwise, and any discovery of their true purpose has been concealed by well-timed accidents.
Why haven't you acted on this information?
Because their behavior is predictable, of course. By monitoring their presence, I know which worlds will suffer civil wars, planetary conflicts, and Republic bombardment. I am willing to indulge some of your questions.
On the yacht you mentioned Revan. But Revan sought to destroy the Republic.
A common misconception not supported by facts. Revan did not intend to destroy the Republic. He deliberately left the infrastructure of many planets intact, and many military production facilities.
But why? Revan had limitless forces.
I believe that by whatever means he used to build his armada, he recognized that it was somehow a limited source, or that he was only willing to use it to a point. My prediction is that whatever production facility was being employed, it carried a price that Revan perceived as detrimental to the goals of the Sith. And that is why Revan left many military production facilities in the Republic intact.
But why? Revan wouldn't need to conquer anything else once the Republic was beaten.
That is what occupies my calculations as well. I believe that Revan saw a war on another front that we did not, or saw the value in keeping a strong military force.
Do you know where Revan got his forces?
That is also a mystery to me. I do not have any evidence upon which to build an answer. It is significant that after the defeat of Malak, the forces decreased considerably, and after Revan's departure from known space, production ceased completely. It is my prediction that whatever was producing such forces needed a strong, effective leader to ensure its stability. Without Revan or Malak, there was no such figure left among the Sith. Unlike Revan, Malak demonstrated no concern for the future of the Republic in his attacks. His stratagems were painfully obvious, intending to crush all resistance everywhere. There was little thought beyond the complete destruction of anything that opposed him. He left quite a mess. I'm still trying to assess all the damage. Between the two, I would have preferred Revan rule the galaxy. He had foresight in his conquest, a subtlety that Malak did not possess.
Because technically, that is true. That is true. And I can see what Law's thinking, but I would still consider Malak simple-minded rather than an idiot. And I've already explained to you before why the difference between Revan and Malak when it comes to when they're in control of the Sith in reaction to the threat is forever. Anyway.
You may speak.
I've got net neutral from Goto and light side points too.
Statement.
Alright.
Master, I must express some degree of concern. As I have studied your actions, looking for potential vulnerabilities to exploit, I have found several.
Why are you studying me for vulnerabilities?
Statement. Master, it is nothing personal, but professional pride dictates that I keep a running tally on any potential weaknesses in my masters. And of course, the weaknesses of any other sentient meatbags, droids, or other targets who are in service to my master.
What? To protect me?
Hypothetical. Master, it is entirely possible that one day you may no longer be my master, and that my new master might get jealous of our prior relationship. It has happened before. As a result, I have a responsibility to know your weaknesses should I be required to assassinate you.
Forget it. I've got other questions I want to ask you.
Statement. Ah, you wish to conduct an interrogation? Very well, proceed.
It's not an interrogation, I just want to ask you some questions.
Statement. Very well, Master. But if you wish to be brutal and vicious about it, know that I am trained for such things. Do your worst.
Enough of the interrogation already. When I ask you questions, I mean I'll ask you questions without torturing you.
Statement. Master, I am no behavior droid, but it is obvious to me that you have serious ethical problems that will need to be treated at some point. Very well. Ask your questions. If you feel the need to make it an interrogation, however, do not restrain yourself. I would be saddened if you held back.
I'm sorry, but HK's just gold. I wanted to talk about the other HK units.
Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. What did you wish to know?
Do you know when these clones are being created?
Answer. Master, I do not know. I have tried in vain to find it, but so far the location of the factory churning out these copies has eluded me.
How did this happen?
Statement. I have no idea, Master.
What was that? It sounded like a malfunction.
Statement. Oh no, Master, surely you are mistaken. I would never malfunction in such a way on purpose.
Are you sure you don't know where they're striking from?
Prompt. Do you understand me? I have no idea. It certainly isn't a matter of it being locked in my memory core and being unable to communicate it to others.
And how would this information come out if it was locked in your memory core?
Answer. I fear that any such information that exists would only come out when a certain sequence of events takes place. That is why I am eager to encounter more of these clones in the hopes that something clicks that allows me to finally pull the trigger. Statement. What of them?
Why'd you need me?
Statement. Master, there are two reasons for this. One, the probability of them showing up around you is statistically high. If I travel with you, then my chances of encountering these clones is also high. The second reason is a little more complicated. You see, even though those clones are obviously cheap, artless imitations of me, well, they are still me.
What are you talking about?
Answer. Somehow these droids are built from my schematics. This causes certain complications.
Doesn't explain why you need me.
Answer. Because of my self-preservation program, my behavior core recognizes these templates as still being me, despite their individuality. I could no more shoot them than I could shoot myself. It is a frustrating situation that has been looping through my behavior core for some time. Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. What did you wish to know?
Do you know why they're hunting me?
Answer. Well, Master, it seems you have become a popular individual in the galaxy. This is somewhat surprising to me, since this dissemination of information could not have been caused by your actions alone.
What do you mean?
Statement. Master, there is mention of you specifically in the core word databases, even in public terminals on Coruscant. Observation. I was led to believe that this information concerning Jedi was not for public consumption, yet somehow it has been made known to them.
Why would someone do that?
Conclusion. Someone wants everyone to know that you exist, Master, and that you are back in Republic space. If I did not know better, which is computationally impossible, I believe that someone wants to make you a target, and they are succeeding admirably.
Thanks, Atris.
Answer. Master, my feeling would be the exchange.
Incorrect.
But that doesn't seem to be enough to answer the question, however. Rhetorical. Why wouldn't they have simply kept the information to themselves? Such an answer does not address the central question. And that is, why someone would choose to broadcast your location all over the known galaxy. Theory. My suspicion is that someone is using you as bait for a larger target, who is unknown at this time. Statement. What of them?
Why are they masquerading as protocol droids?
Answer. Master, as part of my original programming, I am able to communicate in over 600 languages. This usually amounted to short verbal warnings when killing non-basic speaking targets, which gave me some small measure of satisfaction.
So a good portion of your programming was adapted from protocol. That word.
Answer. Yes. I believe my original master needed this functionality in order to recover information from various indigenous tribes across the galaxy, but I know little else than that. Suffice to say that translation capability allowed these copies of myself to assume the role of protocol and translation droids in much of known space. That is, of course, not their primary function. And while they are attempting to pass themselves off as translation droids, their primary functionality keeps rising to the forefront.
What do you mean?
Recitation. For example, on Praven Prime, the simple transferring of Elzing syntax for friendship changes its meaning and implies that one's broodmate was actually impregnated by their own host.
That wasn't said to them directly, was it?
Confirmation. Oh, truly, you can imagine the results. Statement. This comment, of course, caused a civil war between the Guvandi Collective and Elzing that still persists to the current date.
Do any of these incidents have any wider repercussions?
Answer. Yes, Master. Such incidents often spread outwards from their point of origin, much like an echo.
Why did you say that? Why did you say that just now?
Query. What do you mean, Master?
The echo. Why did you say that?
Answer. It is something I heard a previous master say before, I believe, but I cannot recall the context. Still, somehow it seemed applicable to this situation. Odd.
What repercussions did Praven Prime have?
Answer. In the case of Praven Prime, the Civil War actually forced the Republic to back out of Guvandi's space and let their world fall from Republic control. As I understand it, that would be best. Keeping such a world would have been a token gesture of control. As an added burden, the resources needed to invest in diplomatic and trade relations would have far outweighed what would have been required. Besides, Master, quite frankly, the Guvandi and Elzing needed a good war. They were races that relied more on words than actions, and a good brisk killing woke them from their torpid state. Also, the result of the war will be that the drastically reduced Elzing population will eventually need to call upon the Republic for emergency relief.
And that's a good thing?
Answer. The Republic stands to gain. The Republic will be able to supply such emergency relief at a fraction of the cost to the now reduced population. Of course, such aid would only come 4 or 5 years after the war was started. One would have to be patient and let death and destruction run its course.
But why are the XKs masquerading as protocol droids?
Answer. Master, being a meatbag, your answer does not surprise me. You see, part of the reason an assassin droid is so effective is because it is a droid. Meatbags tend not to notice us. We are treated as furnishings. Statement. Oh, do shut up, you beeping little trash compactor. Anyway, as I was saying, droids tend to blend into the background, like a bench or a card table. Mockery. Droid, fetch this. Droid, translate that. Droid, clean out the trash compactor.
Those are typical droid duties, but it doesn't mean they should be treated as furniture.
Part of the love of my function comes when the furnishings pull out Tabana-powered rifles and point them at the owner's heads. My identity as an assassin droid was unknown for quite some time, even during the recent events when all that trouble occurred amongst the Jedi. I'm sure you've already heard more than enough about it, so I will spare you the details.
Actually, I'd like to know.
Statement. This story may be somewhat unfamiliar to you, if not to history, so bear with me. There is a faction of meatbags called the Sith. They want what any rational meatbag would want, the power to assassinate anyone they choose at any time. In a startling turn of events, the Sith declared war on the Republic. The Republic wasn't going to stand for it, so they went to war right back.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh at this, because there's history, and then there's HK history. HK history is amazing. Why did the Sith go to war with the Republic?
Answer. Oh, who knows, Master? It is evident that the Sith would very much like to assassinate all the Jedi, which is somewhat the equivalent of cultural suicide, since some Sith are Jedi or were Jedi. It is much like the circumstance I find myself in now. How do you kill such an integral part of yourself over such ethical differences? The answer, of course, is that you keep firing until all dissension has been eradicated.
Back to the droids. How do these HK units corrupt their protocol programming?
Recitation. For example...
Whoops.
Statement.
Why did they start revealing themselves now?
Answer. I do not know why these clones chose now to start revealing themselves. Theory. I can only assume that some critical moment is approaching where stealth and subtlety is no longer required. Not that those Durasteel-plated knockoffs know anything of stealth or subtlety. Observation. It is clear, however, that they have been placed throughout the galaxy at critical junctures, both in the Republic fleet and in neutral worlds, and they seem to be looking for Jedi. Statement. What of them?
You sound pretty disgusted by these duplicates.
Answer. My feelings on the matter are something that I feel I must put in proper context, in a way that even a meatbag such as yourself could easily comprehend. Theory. Imagine, if you will, that you are unique, the pinnacle of an exiled, cast-out Jedi who can't even use the Force. Imagine that no one has sunk lower than you, that you are truly the most miserable example of a Jedi ever.
I get it already.
Continuation. Now that you have that image, imagine this. Someone clones you. Badly, I might add. They make the clones talk differently, rob you of any shred of personality, and take your Jedi code and adjust it, so that it is not really the Jedi code anymore. They even change your pigmentation to a rather poor shade of Durasteel, rather than the proper rusty red that inspires fear in targets. And of course, they refer to meatbags as organics. Unacceptable.
Tyron? I think I've just found the perfect way to explain what Trex did with the cloning Kreia. HK just voiced your criticism for you, mate. Okay, so I explained your anger.
Clarification. Anger would be an understatement for the heat that builds up in my behavior core when these cheap imitations make their presence felt throughout the galaxy. Statement. Part of the indignity of all these copies is that they impair my ability to perform my function. The more people throughout the galaxy recognize me as an illegal assassination device, the more difficulty I will have in carrying out my mission.
I had some other questions.
Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
What's wrong, Tyron? How'd you get scattered all over the galaxy?
Theory. Well, Master, I believe I was shot repeatedly. Once reduced to my component parts, I suspect pieces of me were sold across the galaxy. Statement. I am an extremely valuable piece of equipment after all, Master. My parts were no doubt costly to obtain, and their new owners hesitant to part with them.
It was something of a pain, yes.
Statement. That is indeed unfortunate, Master. It is merely another thing my attacker will answer for. I would be most distressed if you were to shoot me, attack me, or dismember me in any way. I do not wish to repeat the experience. Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
Who was your previous master?
Answer. Master, ironically enough, I seem to have developed a sudden bout of memory loss. I shall struggle to recall an answer to your question, but for now, it is sadly beyond my capabilities. Consolation. Besides, you are a fine master. Do not be worried about being rendered insignificant if I were to inadvertently compare to some silly old master I once possessed.
Okay, Tyron, so for the next stream, just remind me to learn how to save edit. That'd be great.
Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
Do you know anything about the Sith hunting us?
Answer. No, Master, I do not. I am afraid I have been out of touch with the Sith for many years. This new Sith threat fights differently than the ones I was familiar with. These seem to favor stealth and assassination to achieve their ends.
Any idea from where they might be striking from?
Answer. No, Master. The Sith had many hidden bases and strongholds before and during the Jedi Civil War, and I doubt the Republic found them all. Theory. It is possible that the Sith still hold one such base, if not several. Consolation. But I would not worry, Master. I imagine it will not be long before their murderous hands try to seize you by the throat. Twi'lek metaphor. Jonta bosi likita masisorinkada untamiasa grawino roto.
Yeah, well, crack beetles are a lot smaller than our enemies.
Query. Master, excuse me. One thing I have noticed as we travel the galaxy, you seem to possess the ability to understand a variety of alien languages. Forgive me, but that does not seem in keeping with my assessment of your talents.
I picked up a sonic imprint sensor on Paragus. It doubles as a translator.
Query. May I see it?
Of course. Here you go.
Observation. This is indeed familiar. Indeed, it seems to be modeled after my vocabulator, with some modifications, of course. Curious. You say you obtained this device on Paragus.
What of it?
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position for any HK units in the vicinity.
What should we do with it?
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position. It is sending out a passive carrier wave that signals itself to HK units in the vicinity.
So we should just wait?
Answer. Master, the nature of the signal from the sonic imprint sensor is such that we must wait until it is signaled. It does not please me any more than it does you, but one of the primary traits of an assassin or assassin droid is patience. Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
For a sophisticated assassin droid, you don't seem as advanced as you should be. That is very true, Tyron. It's why I compare it to the arc in the Throne Trilogy that I like, which is basically the Drew Sabioth arc.
Statement. Master, you wound me. Not physically, but in my behavior core. It is true that I once possessed many more protocols and upgrades, but time and damage has taken its toll. And I am afraid that I have a rather long history of memory problems, which has also compromised my effectiveness as well. Still, you will find me a valuable asset, Master, willing and able to terminate anything you point me towards.
Yep, Terry, that's the same problem why I've got a problem with it.
Statement. Ah, more questions. Wonderful.
Nothing, never mind. Right, I'm done with all the dialogue I can do. Newsflash, for some reason I am missing one influence opportunity with Mira before I can actually talk to her about Hanhar, which will lead me up to training her. Yep.
Yeah, something wrong? Shoot.
You seem restless.
It's all this traveling, being trapped in the ship. Everything's just too quiet.
Too quiet?
I'd rather be doing something, somewhere with people, activity, some life.
Like Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been off planet. Guess I got used to it.
Not yet. How so?
Well, Nar Shaddaa may be one of the biggest cesspits in the galaxy, but it's got a life to it. Activity, aliens, people, refugees. It's like noise, but relaxing. Like the hum of a hyperdrive.
Kreia once showed me how to listen to Nar Shaddaa once. How all life is connected there and bound to each other.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. I'll believe it when I see it.
Maybe one day I'll be able to show you.
No thanks. You can keep your Jedi training to yourself. I already know Nar Shaddaa better than you ever will.
Like I said, I miss... Aha! There's my influence gain!
Yeah, something wrong?
I might be able to get the Hanhar thing out of her now. And once I get the Hanhar thing out of her, I might be able to train her.
Alright.
Ready to tell me how you saved Hanhar's life yet?
Well,
Yay!
on Nar Shaddaa, I made someone mad. Mad enough for them to send Hanhar after me. Turns out they were even able to get him cheap. He'd heard about me and wanted to hunt me down, for sport. He didn't think I'd be much of a challenge.
And you proved him wrong.
Well, he tried to box me down in vents beneath the Nar Shaddaa docks, and he'd set one too many proximity mines to cover the escape routes.
Why use mines?
I think he'd hoped to drive me into the mines and then let them do the work. Or that I'd be too scared to try and walk through them. Thing is, I knew Hanhar's supplier, and the trigger signatures for the mines. It was pretty easy to broadcast a signal to blind their sensor receptors for a minute or two. I figured that would buy me enough time to move through them and get away.
Sounds like setting out jamming signals to proximity mines isn't a simple trick.
No, it isn't. I spent most of my childhood hauling mines and munitions. Got to know my way around them. If I hadn't, I wouldn't be here right now.
What happened with Hanhar and the mines?
Like I said, I disarmed the trigger fuses for enough of the mines to get by, temporarily. And Hanhar was pretty fast on my trail. I just made it to safety when he hit the first one. The blast leveled the entire ventilation section, and Hanhar was caught right in the middle, and he survived. Barely.
Barely?
He was crawling around, blinded from the flash and the plasma burns. And it happened so fast. All the blood had been scabbed and crusted from the flash. I had the drop on him, and even blind, he knew it. He could still hear me. My ears were ringing from the blast, but I could hear him. I think he was begging me to let him live. His voice, it wasn't a roar, more like an echo of it. I suppose I should have killed him, but I couldn't do it. He was in pain, and he was helpless. So I dragged him out of there enough to get him to safety, and he kept hunting me ever since. He said he'd pursue me to the edge of the galaxy. No matter where I ran, he would find me and break me. That I would always be prey.
Sometimes it is stronger to spare a life than take it.
Maybe. I've thought about that moment. A lot. Wondered if I would do things differently if I had another chance.
Out of questions.
Go ahead and ask. It's all this traveling, being trapped in the ship. Everything's just too quiet. I'd rather be doing something. Yeah, it's been a while since Well, Nar Shaddaa's got a life. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. I'll believe it when I see it.
Maybe one day I'll be able to show you.
No thanks. You can keep your Jedi training.
How about now?
Yeah, something wrong. Shoot. It's all this traveling. I'd rather be doing Yeah, it's been Well, Nar Shaddad's got a... Yeah, well... no thanks.
What am I missing? Do I just take her outside? Okay, it might be a might be a restored concept mod thing, but because I'm pretty sure in the vanilla version I'll be able to train her right now.
Yeah, something wrong? Alright.
You seem more comfortable here than on the Open Hawk.
Feels better to be back here, not cooped up on that ship.
Why?
Well, Nar Shaddaa may be one of the biggest cesspits in the galaxy, but it's got a life to it. Activity. Aliens, people, refugees. It's like noise, but relaxing. Like the hum of a hyperdrive. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. I'll believe it when I see it.
I could try to show you while you're here, if you want.
No thanks. You can keep your Jedi training to yourself. I already know Nar Shaddaa better than you ever will.
What am I doing wrong, Tyrant? I've done every single influence opportunity right I can on the ship. There's record of it in both this stream and the previous one. So what am I doing wrong?
Go ahead and ask.
Maybe why did she become a bounty hunter?
I'm good at finding people, so I used it to make credits. Not if you know your target. Usually you get a hollow or rough description, and then you just sort of listen to it, get a feel for him or her, then start walking.
Walking?
This is a little hard to explain, but Nar Shaddaa's got a flow, a life to it. You see all kinds of aliens and life there, and it's got currents.
No, I understand.
You know your target, you can feel them. Know where they're going to go. And sometimes, you know where they're going to be before they do. I'm good at finding people. Because when they're lost or out of place, it's like something's wrong inside them. And that's why I hunt.
I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong, Tyrant.
Yeah, something wrong? Shoot.
Seriously, Tyrant, tell me where I'm going wrong, because I've done every influence opportunity successfully with her.
Feels better to be back here. Well, Nar Shaddaa's got a... Yeah, well... no thanks.
What am I doing wrong? I'm going to put her back on the ship for now because I do not know what I'm doing wrong, honestly.
Status.
I don't care about you, Goto. I'm seriously confused as to why I'm not able to train Mira, because if you look at the evidence I've given in the last 2 streams, I've done every single influence with her right. I know Mira's influence is like the back of my hand. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's her alignment right now.
Ready?
I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. The only thing I can think of that I bought was telling her what I did in the Mandalorian Wars was necessary right at the very beginning. It's the only thing I could have bought. Can't think of anything else that I might have done. Let me try this.
Yeah, something wrong? Alright.
Were you raised on Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, more or less. I wasn't born there, I just ended up there.
I did tell her still I'm sorry you lost family at Malachor. Yeah, I did tell her that.
Well, the war happened. It's what happens after. Think so. Me? Take a guess, Jedi. Only 2 groups of people would have lost family at Malachor. And Jedi don't have families.
You're a Mandalorian?
As much as any slave becomes a Mandalorian. They took prisoners on every world they conquered to bolster their ranks. And they took a lot of worlds.
You're a slave?
When I was young, yeah. They mostly used me to carry ammo packs and munitions. Toward the end of the war, they needed everyone they could get. They taught me to fight, to hunt, to survive. I was part of their squad, even when I was young. Everyone served as part of the unit, and I felt like I had a place there. After Malachor, it really didn't matter anymore. The Mandalorians lost. Bad. But you know that.
I regret the loss of life at Malachor, but there's no choice left.
Yeah, I know. I saw the worlds they left behind them during the war. That kind of stays with you, I haven't forgotten it. What happened at Malachor, they probably deserved it.
You don't sound too happy about it.
Should I be? Maybe I should ask you if you're happy about all the Jedi who died on Malachor 5. Maybe it felt like you lost family there, but I doubt it.
They had to be stopped.
Yeah, I know. I saw the worlds they left behind them during the war. That kind of stays with you, I haven't forgotten. Yeah, something wrong.
I'm gonna try
Go
again.
ahead and ask. Feels better to be back. Well, Narsha, it's got a... Yeah, well... No thanks.
Well, I know of an influence opportunity on Dantooine I can get for her later on. So I'll probably
I'm here.
I'll probably do that at some point. I will have Mira trained by the time I have Disciple trained as well, so she is going to be trained. I shouldn't, that's the thing. You asked me if I told her if I'm still sorry she lost my family at Malachor. I did tell her that. So as far as I know, I've done every single influence with her right. I don't know why I'm not able to train her. I'll just finish leveling Handmaiden, take her and her HK. Let me open that on my phone real quick. Just go look. Just go look this up on the phone real quick. On the. Let me look up Mira's influences. Yeah, I've done every single thing correctly there. I have done every single thing correctly there. I don't know why I'm not able to train her. Weird. Nothing, Tanner. Just for some reason I haven't got enough influence with Mira in this game when I should do. Next fee I'll give you is... Guess I'll work on your conditioning. I mean, I don't have the lightsaber to give her for that to be worth it, but we may as well take it for when she does have the lightsaber. I've only got the two right now, Tyron. One that I've got and a short lightsaber given to Visas. Anyway, I probably should go wrap up everything I need to wrap up on Telos real quick before I move on.
What do you mean, Pazak? What, again? This is Ronto Scrag. What house rule says I have to go first? Yeah, well, I'm still not convinced you aren't cheating.
Warning, if you draw another +/-1 card, I will enact assassination protocols.
This droid is cleaning me out.
Can I play?
Sure, but I don't have any more credits to bet, so it's Republic Senate rules.
Deal me in. Guess I'll play Pazak one last time. I won last time. Boom. Victory is mine. I am a Pazak god.
HK-47. I did not realize that you still existed, especially now that the other generations are activated.
Query, what is it you wish, Fat One?
I see that your recent reassembly has not affected your behavior core, nor your attitude.
Statement. If I require a similar diagnostic in the future, I shall seek out the Iridonian.
Oh, I do not think so. There is much work that needs to be done first.
Query, have we had the misfortune to meet before? I believe I would have remembered one as large as you.
Oh, yes, we have met. And I have not finished with you yet.
Statement. My memory core has suffered some damage. Statement. Yet somehow, a gap in my circuits makes me feel as if I should remember you. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Observation. The navicomputer is voice-locked. As a consequence, you are now responsible for course corrections and astrogation. Statement. That is indeed a great burden. It also raises many questions. Query. Why would someone lock the navicomputer? Answer. Presumably to hide where one has been. Statement. I believe you've been somewhere. Somewhere you wish to keep hidden.
Oh well. I'm gonna go wrap up the side quest, the fuel side quest on Telos real quick before I do anything. Ah, more Atris time.
Has there been any sign of the ship?
No, mistress, nor any word of our sister. We do not know where they travel now.
The freighter. It is important. And I thought the droid was as well, but I was wrong.
Mistress, we still do not know the significance of the ship or the droid. We downloaded all you asked, but we are still no closer to the answers you seek.
Then perhaps we'll need to have faith that your sister will change her mind, remember her oath, and return to us with the answers we seek.
I hope so, mistress. But there has been no word of her since she departed with the other 4 on the freighter.
4?
Yes, mistress. The Iridonian, the Ichani-trained pilot, the exile, and the old woman.
Old woman?
Yes, mistress.
I do not recall seeing her.
Mistress, she was secured for much of the time the exile was here. At other times you were meditating, and we did not wish to disturb you. Mistress, is there something wrong?
I am tired. I sometimes feel as if things are collapsing all around us. It is just at the edge of perceptions, waiting. I fear things will collapse before our enemies reveal themselves.
Yes, mistress.
I will meditate upon this. Perhaps it will clear my mind.
It might be helpful if I made some changes to my remote's maintenance laser to do spot repairs.
That would be a welcome improvement. My combat effectiveness could be better sustained, providing an advantageous arrangement. And my miniature counterpart would finally be able to pull his weight in a fight.
Look on the bright side, Goto's a much bigger target.
Alright then, I'll work on it when we get back to the Hawk. There, you should be able to do some quick fixes. You won't be able to perform serious repairs, but you should be able to patch up any broken droids. You know, I think it's time I gave your cutting laser a little boost. It works fine for repairs, but we could use your help in a firefight. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure they keep you out of their scopes. Hey, it's something for Goto to be jealous of, right? Think of it this way. You can keep Goto in line with it. I don't understand why you won't let me take a look.
Statement. I've had quite enough tampering at the hands of unskilled meatbags such as yourself. I'm not eager to submit to this treatment now or in the future.
Unskilled meatbag? I'll show you unskilled.
Appeasement. I did not mean to imply that you were an unskilled meatbag, as incapable of performing rudimentary repairs as holding a hydrospanner. It is only that I am quite particular with my repairs. Perhaps when I am more confident in your abilities, I will allow you to examine my internal components.
If you've got some time, I'd like to see what I can upgrade for you.
Yes, I do have a few moments to spare for your work. I would like to know what he is doing here, though.
He helps me out with repairs. That isn't a problem, is it?
I suppose not. Perhaps in working on my circuitry, your assistant will learn something about how a fully functional droid is constructed.
Just ignore him and let's get to work.
I would appreciate that. Our group has little in the way of time to spare, and I would not want to delay you from your other duties.
Right. Let's get you open. See what you can do. I have to say, you are put together quite well. That wasn't much to do.
As I told you, my design is streamlined and efficient, though I am pleased that you were able to make some improvements, and this was not just a waste of my valuable time.
There were a few things from my remote that I was able to integrate into your construction.
I see. Well, thank you. I'll let you get back to your work.
Whoop-de-doo! Can I leave now? I'm bringing XK with me, because I remember right, as soon as we get out the docking bay, there's a freaking XK group there. I'll bring the handmaiden because I kind of want to use her. Let's get XK upgraded and useful. get HK's gear sorted out. That one definitely. That one definitely. This one as well, I think. It's 110, that's 80, that's 100. This one definitely. For now, I'll give him that, but once I get some good upgrades for the bowcaster, I'll probably add him that.
I'm here.
I'll get Handmaiden on Jedi support, and let's get you in. Shicho works.
Yes?
I'll teach you Atari when we get back onto Yavin Hawk, and then we're going to Dantooine. I'm definitely going to Dantooine before I end the stream. Just got some business to take care of. And like I said, there's some HK droids right there.
Diagnostic? For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. This was not anticipated. I am attempting to access my weapon systems, and I cannot. Alarmed embarrassment. If this gets back to the other units, we will be decommissioned.
I'm just gonna stand back here and just blast. Destroy droid, let Handmaiden go riot.
Failing, Master.
I'm also wondering if I could just get influence with Mira by turning in this side quest. Just curious.
So you've returned.
I found a solution to the Citadel Station's fuel problem.
Really? That's great news. The situation here hasn't improved at all. What did you discover?
Voga the Hutt is looking for markets for his fuel.
Voga the Hutt? That's preposterous. What makes you think we'd be willing to do that?
Voga has a lot of fuel from Sahara and he needs to sell it.
A glut of fuel isn't going to help our position much in this case. It's a resource that's needed throughout the galaxy, and he'll be able to command a high price for it. Still, we don't have much of a choice. We need fuel, and we need it fast. I'll bring this up with the Telosian Council and urge them to broker a deal with Voga. Now, I believe I gave you my word that there would be a reward for information leading to the establishment of a fuel source for the station. Never believed for a moment that you'd actually be collecting it. But I'm a man of my word. So here you are. Now, I've got to send this information to the Council right away.
Never mind. You know what? While I'm on Telos, while I've got Mira here, I'm gonna do a side quest which might trigger an influence opportunity with her. It might not. But this is a vain guessing game, hope. But this is the only side quest I'm doing, and it's only more like a proof of concept idea, really, more than anything. What do you do here?
Kawana bota yuntatang. Dahupa. Tong laldo. Tariki. Daw. Watagra.
Never mind then. Picked up a side quest for nothing. I'll just get the influence trigger for her that I know is on Dantooine. However, I know for a fact I won't be able to do it till the latter stages of Dantooine, so I'll just have to bring her out when I get to that point. The fastest influence opportunity I can get for her is on Onderon. But in the correct order to do things in this game, Onderon is not the second planet you should be doing. So basically, I've got a yin and yang situation. If I want to train, I said I've got a yin and yang situation to solve. If I want to train Mira now, I've got to go to Onderon. Basically, because the fastest influence for her is on Onderon with the Duras bounty hunters. But like I said, and the title of the stream says it all, I'm not doing Onderon. We're doing Dantooine. And for Dantooine, I'm gonna bring the Handmaiden. And for the initial part, so I can get all the goodies in the locked area, I'll bring Atten. Then I'll swap Atten out for someone else after that.
You'll find little welcome here, Jedi. For your own good, I recommend you speak to Administrator Adari, quickly finish your business in Kunda, and go.
Could you please answer some questions for me first?
I will answer your questions.
Who's Administrator Adari?
She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries.
Should we be hearing this droid walking in the background? With this awesome dubstep? Why do there so many mercenaries here?
We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up. But after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here.
Have the mercenaries caused any problems?
The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a raider is a vibroblade's edge. The only thing we can prove they've done is intimidate a few farmers. The farmers give them goods, money, or food just to stay on their good side. The only one that isn't scared of them is the administrator. There have also been a lot of disappearances recently, and not all of them can be blamed on Cath hounds. But nobody can prove the mercenaries are responsible.
Who's disappeared?
A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keeping the calf hound and Kinrath populations under control hasn't been possible. So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. The disappearances might be just coincidence, but a lot of the stubborn folk seem to be more accident-prone.
Where's Kunda?
Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government.
Is this your center of government?
I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it.
I'd be more impressed if there weren't so many holes.
We're working on it. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about?
I'll be going.
Just head into the building and you'll find your way to the administrator. I'll be over by the entrance if you need anything else.
Perfect. I'll level up Bader then. In fact, that's probably going to be the first thing I do so I can get Mira's influence to... You know what? Since... I'm going to faff about a bit more. Since I'm already on Dantooine and I've already technically started Dantooine, I do want Mira as a Jedi, so I'm going to go do that real quick after I've done the Sedi thing. And then come back and start Dantooine proper. And then I'll come off for the night. I think those are the ones I'm going to work on Beardo, because security is more of a thing for Acid than Beardo, really. Beardo's pretty much the hardest one to level up in terms of powers, because he has to get powers that are not restricted by armor. So, do I talk to Sedi? Then again, I technically need to talk to Sedi to trigger that, to trigger those atmospheric sensors in there already to begin with.
That's another one for me. That's another one for me.
Let me handle this.
That's another one. That's another one for me.
I'm gonna save in case I screw this up.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory.
What are you doing out here?
A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened.
Do you suspect foul play?
I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. Regardless, I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something.
Why do you really want? Do I ask if there's a reward to get influence with Mira? Just gonna double check with you, Tyron. Alright. Why do you really want the sensors?
I just really need them. It's important. Please come to me if you find any of the atmospheric sensors. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you find, whether they're broken or not.
Any idea what it could be?
No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one. But I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
That's another one for me. That's another one for me.
Don't care about you right now.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about what? The sensors?
They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors?
Oh, I know, Bader. Tyron, don't know why I called you Bader. Can you examine one of the sensors?
I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
Good work, Bader.
I don't suppose you found any of those atmospheric sensors?
Actually, I found 3 of them.
That's great news. My offer still stands. I'll pay you 3,000 credits for all of them.
Not so fast. We found a little surprise. Do I just accept the 3,000, or do I actually tell them that we found a surprise and then accept the 3,000?
I was afraid of that. So, how do we do this, then?
Why is there surveillance equipment in the sensors?
We were picking up off-world transmissions between the mercenaries and someone, we don't know who. We know that the mercs are up to something, we just don't know what. We set those atmospheric sensors up to gather information. Now you know why we need those sensors. I'll pay you 5,000 credits for all 3 of them. That's about all we can afford. You make money and help us out at the same time. What do you say?
You need the credits more than me. Call it 3,000.
Yeah, that's admirable of you. Thank you. I'll get this back to Zeron when I get back to Kunda.
Well, that's not something you see every day. Guess they can't take the Jedi out of the exile, can they?
I couldn't not help.
Well, whatever. We better keep moving. Didn't mean to waste your time talking.
There we go. We might. Can I?
Something wrong? Shoot.
Let's get back on the Abington Hawk and talk to her then.
Finally decided to let me take a look at your circuitry.
Answer: indeed I did. I hope you understand how difficult it is for me to trust a meat bag with something as delicate as my inner mechanics. Explanation: our encounters with my copies has convinced me that I should look into upgrading my capabilities in order that I may be able to destroy them with greater impunity.
Worried you might be going obsolete? I understand.
Objection: nothing of the sort. I am programmed to improve my capabilities if it will improve my chances of destroying a target, even as unsavory an avenue as this.
You don't have to suffer on my account. Maybe you are better off not letting me dig around in you.
Retraction: you must understand, my previous interactions with meatbags have rarely been pleasant. Disclosure: after all, most of those meetings involved the termination of said meatbags.
It obviously couldn't have been your charming personality. Now, if you want me to see if I can upgrade your functionality, just let me get to work on you.
Answer: in that case, please go ahead. Just be careful not to damage any of my delicate parts. Analysis: my self-diagnostic indicates that my performance has indeed been improved. Also, many of my systems are reporting improved efficiency. Commentary: I am most pleased with this turn of events. It would appear that my initial analysis of your mechanical abilities was incorrect.
You're welcome.
I have encountered one group on Tila, so yeah, I just talked to him about the HK droid, so I have triggered it. Let's have a look at Mira's alignment. Oh yeah, she's ready. She is ready.
Yeah, something wrong? Alright. It's all this traveling. I'd rather be doing... Yeah, it's been a while. Well, Narshad's got a... Yeah, well...
Maybe one day I'll be able to show you.
maybe one day? I'll let you.
Yay! Come with me and let me show you what Claire showed me.
Alright, but I doubt you're gonna show me anything I don't already know. And when you show me, don't act like a tourist. It attracts predators.
Yay! Great success! Okay, side detour back to Nar Shaddaa. I may as well have called this one the side detour stream. But I plan to do at least a little bit of Dantooine before we end tonight.
What's wrong? Why are you stopping?
This is the place where Claire showed me, where you can feel the Nar Shaddaa around you, where you can feel the Force.
No, I don't believe in the Force. It's Jedi tricks, sleight of hand.
If so, then there's nothing to fear.
Alright. It's not gonna hurt, is it?
No, but if it helps you help put life and all its hopes in perspective. Into perspective, my God, I can't English. Feel the currents here on Nar Shaddaa, the ebb of life. A simple kindness can be given to another.
Feel the currents here on Nar Shaddaa, the ebb of life. A simple kindness can be given to another.
This is the Force, and all our choices, from the greatest to the smallest, affect each other, and the echoes travel.
This is the Force, and all our choices, from the greatest to the smallest, affect each other, and the echoes travel.
Do not turn away from it. Face it.
I can feel this planet. I can't shut it out. It's louder now, it hurts. All these people.
I can train you, Mira, to become something greater, and to protect others.
That's what I want. I'm sure of it more than anything. I want to become like you. I want to be strong. I don't want to be afraid or alone anymore. I don't want to keep running and looking and never feel like I'm finding what I'm looking for. I am tired of being hunted. When the galaxy takes something from me, I want the power to let go. And I want the power to heal the echo when it's gone.
One could live their whole life with such echoes, Mira, but I can teach you to accept them.
That sounds alright, from where I'm standing.
Yay!
Good to go.
One mission succeeded. Alrighty then.
Ready?
You're good. Gonna quickly teach Handmaiden and Mira some of the Ataru form, so then that way I can give the Ataru form to Handmaiden, like I want, and then I'll go back to Dantooine and actually get Dantooine started officially.
Yes? There is nothing more. It is the way of the Ichani to be able to read their opponents, to know where an opponent is going to strike before it connects, anticipate it, and then strike against them. Ichani battles are fought several minutes in advance. In many ways, it is much like the game of Dejarik, played in the core systems. The most advanced among the Ichani are able to predict the course of battles by months, and the most revered are said to be able to predict the path of wars. Only Revan ever demonstrated such skill in war, and even as he slaughtered us, the Ichani still respected him.
Can you teach me to do this?
You are already doing it.
What do you mean?
If you do not know you are doing it, then training will make you a dangerous opponent indeed. Come, as we fight more, I will teach you. Do not think about predicting my movements. React instinctively. You are doing better. At first I was afraid that your awareness of your own ability might ruin it, but that is not the case. You learn quickly. Perhaps it is your connection to the Force that allows such things, but I do not think so. Now you fight as an Ichani warrior fights, always in the future.
I'll go talk to Mira again, and then we'll go back to Dantooine. Get back to the original programming.
I wanted to say thanks for what you showed me on Nar Shaddaa. It's gonna take some time to let it sink in, but thanks. I feel alive.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
It's strange, but it feels right somehow, like a piece inside me just clicked into place.
Right. Back we go to Dantooine. Take these two initially because you know what?
Greetings and good day, traveler. On behalf of the Kunda settlement, I am programmed to welcome you to Dantooine. Is there something I can do to serve you?
You're damaged, droid. What happened to you?
My apologies. I have no recollection of the Sith invasion topic.
Sith invasion?
Error. Memory overflow. Resetting. May I be of any further service to you?
Droid, run a self-diagnostic and report.
Processing. Exterior damage analysis. Level 7 impairment. Multiple casing breaches detected. Bipedal servos misaligned by 32 degrees. Memory storage overflow. Memory unit is approximately 56 months overdue for maintenance.
Fix the droid's memory unit.
Error. Memory overflow. Resetting. May I be of any further service to you?
Right.
If you will excuse...
I don't care. I'll probably bring T3 or somebody to deal with that. What I want Atten for...
Just say the word.
Is
Wait
this. Moving incredibly incredibly slowly. Security. So I need you for, Atten. Thank you very much. I'll bring Vitus, like I said. Vitus is my... I want to go with Girl Squad this time around. Give her insanity. Guess I'll give her weapon finesse. Give her a better chance to hit.
Fine.
Oh! I just got the best gloves in the game, Tyron. Got me some damn Dominator gauntlets. And one of the best shields in the game as well. And the best blaster pistol, well, not the best blaster pistol, the best blaster rifle in the game as well. My goodness. My goodness, I'm getting some good stuff. Facts. Just need to make sure I've got my lightsaber as the best one I can get at the moment. Yep. Thanks, C3. That's all you need for. Recess, I think I've got you some new gloves. I do.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
Are you waiting for the administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get here.
Why not?
Kunda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the administrator is a pat in the back.
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will.
What exactly is your problem?
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then they sell what they find back to us at inflated prices.
I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren.
But I can't farm without my equipment.
The salvagers stole your equipment?
Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins, and by law, it belongs to him now. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. I wasn't very happy about it, but the law was on his side, so I paid this scoundrel. Now the moisture evaporator doesn't work because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Joran is offering to sell me a modulator he found for another 500 credits.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager.
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the salvager Joran to return my modulator, I would be very grateful.
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you.
I'll see what I can do.
That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. If you need to know anything more, just ask me.
Well, here's the administrator.
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the, ship that just landed?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Mitra.
Depending on your business here, the pleasure may be mutual, but you didn't answer my question. Is that ship yours?
I came in that ship, yes.
And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel.
I prefer you keep that quiet. Jedi don't seem to be liked here, or practically anywhere these days.
That is an unfortunate truth. And a wise request, which of course I will honor. Most settlers here hold bitter memories of the Sith occupation. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here is no coincidence.
I'm looking for Jedi. Can you tell me who you're talking about?
My friend, let's just call him Vrook. We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could create many problems in the current political climate. He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong?
He didn't send me, but I'd like to meet with him.
Vrook and I had a mutually beneficial arrangement for several weeks. He went to the Jedi Enclave sublevel recently and hasn't returned. I know the sublevel is dangerous. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him?
I'll make it my first priority.
We are fortunate that you've come. Don't expect it to be easy, though. Things rarely are with Jedi. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it there. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
What other dangers at the sub-level?
Like many parts of Dantooine, the sub-level of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Large, vicious insects called Lagrex have made the sub-level their home. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrex. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvagers, but Vrook has not returned in some time. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Is there any work I can do? Do the people of Dantooine really hate the Jedi?
To most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi is a blurry one, especially since most Sith were once Jedi. It is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. But a few years later, they were leading an armada which threatened everyone. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation by the Sith. It could have been far worse, but even now the damage has not been fully mended.
Okay, if he's been done about it.
I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. I think that we need the help of the Jedi. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Until then, I would keep your identity secret.
What can you tell me about the people of Dantooine?
Who do you want to know about? There are 3 groups of people on the planet right now. The settlers, salvagers, and the mercenaries.
I'll be going now. Right, we've got our quest. You know what? I don't normally talk to him, but for a complete playthrough we need to.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that lands in a battered ship, yes? No friendly greetings are here for you.
What are you doing in Kunda?
I come here to speak to the militia and make them understand a truth. Something of mine they have in their possession. It's very unwise to stand in my way. I am done being inconvenienced by you.
He's gonna be a problem later. Anyway, I'm at the very least going to recruit a disciple. I mean, I think that would be a good cutting off point for me. Depending how late we're looking. And it is starting to look pretty late.
My life is yours.
I'm here.
Yeah, I definitely want you on seat show for now.
A weakness.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain?
I'm just visiting.
Oh, is that so? You're no mercenary, and with those armaments, this isn't a social call. You're at least thinking of heading to the ruins. I'm gonna give you some advice. Turn back. There's nothing you're gonna find.
What do you do around here?
I've been here the longest, and I'll be here last. I buy Jedi salvage from the ruins. Slow business now, but I get by.
Who'd you sell it to?
Sometimes I sell them to visitors like yourself. Besides, that's none of your flaming business.
Can I see what Jedi artifacts you have for sale?
You should have let me know you're a customer instead of letting me think you're some disease-ridden salvager. Let me show you what I've got.
Ooh. Already got one of those, but... Ooh. Get that bronze crystal while I'm here. Buy one of those blue ones. Buy a green one. Let's get a red one. Let's get a violet one. Get a sigil crystal. I think I've already got a fair crown. I haven't got a bondar. Definitely don't have a ruse on. Definitely don't have a kasha.
Do you feel it? The wound on this world, it is centered here. If we succeed in gathering the Jedi, they will come to this place. And if those Jedi are slain, then all that remains of the Order shall be drawn here as well.
Alright, Star Granny. When will this happen?
We will know when the time comes. And I hope our enemies do not.
Anyway. Thesis, can you go away for a second? Thanks.
Diagnostic? For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. This was not anticipated. I am attempting to access my weapon systems, and I cannot. Alarmed embarrassment. If this gets back to the other units, we will be decommissioned. Failing, Master.
That's 2 groups. Thank you, HK. That'll be all.
Who are we missing? We're one off.
We're missing Joran. I don't see Joran.
That runt of a Cathhound, he's the one with the backpack. Did anybody grab anything from the room? Anybody? What do you want?
What's the problem?
I managed to get this sad lot of salvagers to work together. Then we get 2 rooms into the sub-level, and we get swarmed by Lagrex. And even then we fight our way out. But of course the only one that managed to grab the salvage is still in there. I don't even know why I bothered.
Aren't you going back for him?
Are you kidding? Course we aren't. He's on his own. I only wish he didn't have the salvage on him. Now, if you don't mind, we're going someplace you can't eavesdrop on us, and get down to our business.
Gonna go down the middle first.
This will teach you. This will teach you. I shall honor them. Oh, this one will fall. This will teach you. A weakness is revealed. A weakness is revealed. A weakness is revealed.
Simples. And no sign of the idiot Padawan, so yeah, all mods are working prim and proper. good thing.
This will teach you.
Is someone out there? Anybody? Help! Lagrix are everywhere! Help me! I'm trapped in here!
Are you Joran?
Yes, yes I am. I locked the door in here. I thought I was gonna be Lagrek compost. Did you take care of him, stranger?
There's still some Legrex around.
Please, take care of them. I can't stand much more of this. If you do manage to clear a path, please come back.
I think this should be enough. Not a problem, Tyrant. I've just got to Joran.
Is that you? I thought I heard something. Is it safe yet?
The Legrex in this area are dead.
You must be fierce with a blaster then. Give me a moment. I sort of jammed the door a bit. Just don't leave.
Thanks for saving me. I thought those Legrex had me for sure.
You sold Sularu a defective moisture evaporator.
Oh. What do I know about moisture vaporators? Well, I told him I wasn't sure if it would work or not.
This man lies.
Hey, can we please talk about this later when we're not in danger of being eaten by Legrex?
No, we'll talk about it now.
Sorry, I gotta go. You can meet me in the salvager camp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be something we deal with on Monday. I think I'm set now. I think a good cut-off point for me would be when I get the disciple. So that's where I'll be cutting off.
This one will fall. A weakness is revealed.
I'd say when we get him. Because given the time it is right now, the longer I force myself to keep going, the worse I'll get. So, as soon as I get him, I'll cut off. And I think training the Disciple will be a good starting point on Monday. Would you agree?
This will teach you. This will teach you.
Exactly. Exactly, I'm starting to get tired. So I think cutting off when I get him might be the smarter thing to do because I don't think I'll have the energy to spend an extra 20 minutes talking to the disciple and training him. I'd probably say implants would be nice. So I'll work on I'll probably only get like retinal combat implant because that is a really good implant for a rank 14 constitution. So yeah, I'll just bump con up to 14, and then we'll go from there. I have a Jedi defense. I am hitting pretty often at the moment, so I think I might be okay for going the extra weapon focus at the moment. So I'll go Jedi training for a bit, get that maxed out. As for powers, maybe we'll get this slot out of the way. Also look at my stats, Tyrant. You want to know why my strength is bumped up so high? Because you missed. You must be picking up the best gauntlets in the game. I got those from the militia cache. That's fit a droid. Meet and greet. I've got a load of parts. My loot table's actually been really forgiving to me on this playthrough. I've actually not had it in this good in a long time. Dashgar hunting mask, that will be good for you, I believe. Keep those Arcanian blinders on you, thank you very much. Should I get into my face band or switch to the meditation? I'm not really worried about my skills anymore, so I'll switch to the meditation band. As for Vetus, I'm going to give her a more respectable lightsaber colour. The one I wanted to have. Once I get you a more appropriate lightsaber, then we'll be talking. go, my droid minions. Meet and mingle. This is always fun. Let the droids do the work for me. Exactly. Plus it provides you one last little bit of entertainment before I cut off for the night. Hey!
The honor.
They leveled up! So it was really worth it! Force Storm, yes. Get your strength boosted. Should I get your Master Battle Meditation or... Yeah, I'm not going to be facing any droids anytime soon.
It's mine.
Now I'm out of droids, I've got some work to do myself.
A weakness is revealed.
And here we are, the cutoff point. I'm just going to call him the cutoff point from now on because he's, well, has no personality. Thanks for the polite bow. You must be a gentleman.
I am an historian and scientist working for the Republic, although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more a historian than scientist.
What are you doing here?
Like you, I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone there, but I found no trace of them.
That's not the only reason.
The other reason was the ruins of the Jedi Enclave, and once I arrived, I felt it was necessary to stay, to protect what was left.
Left?
Much had been taken from the Enclave, both by raiders and others. I wished to preserve what I could.
What others?
Many artifacts were taken from the Enclave, but these thefts, they had to have been done by someone who knew the Enclave well. I suspect the Jedi themselves took the holocrons and records, but I do not know why.
I think you underestimate the ingenuity of salvagers. Even the Jedi cannot protect their secrets from those clever or persistent enough. Besides, the Jedi who knew the Enclave are mostly perished, and the ones who survived would not steal from this place.
It was my mistake to use the term thefts. I apologize. In any case, If Jedi did take things, for the sake of preservation, of course, then they left no clue as to where they may have taken them.
You mentioned holocrons?
Someone has been taking holocrons from sites across the galaxy. It is almost as if someone does not want their knowledge used to find the Jedi. The situation on Dantooine is echoed in other places in the galaxy. Raiders, smugglers, all seek to plunder what remains of the Jedi, and even the Sith. More so than the Jedi themselves, I fear the loss of their history.
Why is that?
Much has been forgotten in recent wars, and I fear that greater troubles shall stem from that loss of knowledge in the future. The destruction of the Academy on Ossus near the Kron Drift in the Sith War, the teachings of Master Arca, the adventures of Jolee Bindo on the Rimward missions. All of these things are in danger of being lost forever. What else would you like to know?
You mentioned holocrons.
Someone has been taking holocrons from sites across the galaxy. It is almost as if someone does not want their knowledge used to find the Jedi. The situation on Dantooine is echoed in other places in the galaxy. Raiders, smugglers, all seek to plunder what remains of the Jedi, and even the Sith. More so than the Jedi themselves, I fear the loss of their history. What else would you like to know?
I know, I realised that, Tyron. You know what, sod it, I'm going to finish the sub-level tonight. Sod it, I feel like ploughing through a little bit longer. Do you know what happened to the Jedi?
No. It is something of a mystery why they would exile themselves as they have. It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when the Republic is in need of them. I fear that there is something else at work, something that we cannot see. Then again, perhaps the Jedi are hiding simply because so many people hate them these days.
Why do you think people hate the Jedi?
It is difficult sometimes for the Jedi to see such things, since much of it is rooted in human nature, and the Jedi are often removed from events of daily life, insulated. But the reason the Jedi Civil War was named such was because few in the galaxy can recognize the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. To them, they are both Jedi, with different philosophies.
Do you hate the Jedi?
Hate? No. I do not hate them. They only raise questions without answers. Jedi are not supposed to be like the rest of us. They are supposed to see a higher purpose in all things. And they are supposed to train students responsibly and well, so mistakes of the past are not repeated. Yet all I saw was ignorance and arrogance, and what those seeds created in the Republic. It is difficult to follow the Jedi Code when so few others have, but you know this.
What do you mean?
Many Jedi defy the Order during the Mandalorian Wars, and it paved the way for the Jedi Civil War.
I was one of those Jedi. I must accept part of that responsibility.
There is no blame. All must accept. But, at its core, one must wonder if it was the failure of the Jedi teachings or the teachers themselves. Many of the Jedi Council trained Exar Kun, Ulic, Revan, and Malak. How could they not see the danger they posed? And if they could not, perhaps there was some essential part of their teachings that was flawed. Something beyond the Jedi Code that they were missing.
Do you know who trained Revan?
Revan had many masters. Zar, Dorak, Master K before K left for the wars. Towards the end of his training, he sought out many to learn techniques. It is said that he returned to his first master at the end of his training in order to learn how he might best leave the Order.
Revan and Malak would have received the same training as I did.
I am not certain you understand what happened with Revan. Do you wish me to explain?
Go on.
Revan was captured in the middle of the Jedi Civil War, due in no small part to his apprentice Malak, who turned on him. Revan was brought before the Jedi Council and put on trial. You must understand that the situation was desperate, and the Jedi needed to know how Revan had amassed the forces arrayed against them. As I understand it, they were able to convince Revan to have a change of heart. Revan helped the Republic defeat Malak. Perhaps in his conversation with the Jedi Masters, they were able to convince him of the rightness of their actions. What else would you like to know?
Why'd you work for the Republic?
I'm trying to save the Republic. Dantooine and the Jedi Order are instrumental to that effort. Despite the troubles of the Jedi Civil War, there are those among the Republic who still favor the Jedi and wish them to return. And there are admirals within the fleet who recognize that the Jedi must be found if the Republic is to hold together. Yet as long as Onderon remains within the Republic and the efforts on Telos succeed, that is all that matters.
What are you thinking, Tyron? Why Telos and Onderon?
The Republic is fragile right now. Telos is important because its success will determine whether or not the other dead worlds receive the same reconstruction efforts. If Telos is rebuilt and made habitable again, it will affect a string of worlds along the rim.
And Onderon?
Onderon, strangely enough, was unaffected by the Jedi Civil War. It's almost as if Revan didn't want to attack it. Its resources and position on the rim make it a vital supply line and guard post against outer rim attacks. Also, it's the only world in the Republic still capable of seeding ecosystems into other dead worlds. Onderon's wildlife is some of the most aggressive in the known galaxy. Merely placing some of those beasts on target worlds will guarantee their habitation for years to come.
Why are the Jedi Order important?
The Jedi are a symbol. As much damage as their reputation took during the Sith War and the Jedi Civil War, there are still many who they serve as an example. Plus, there have been times in the past where a single Jedi has been enough to change the face of a world, or a galaxy. I suppose I still believe that might be possible. Despite the betrayal of many of the Jedi against the Republic, I must concede that as figureheads, they do serve a vital role. What else would you like to know?
Tell me about the Republic.
I do not know if you are aware of how fragile the Republic is at the moment. Its influence is stretched thin, and it grows weaker with time.
What happened?
The Jedi Civil War brought much suffering to the galaxy, and the forces that Malak and Revan amassed against us seemed limitless. Many worlds were destroyed, trade routes disrupted, and the Republic fleet was almost decimated. While it is said that Revan and several Republic heroes and Jedi defeated Malak, in many ways Malak had already won.
What do you mean?
The war was costly, and it shattered the Republic. In time, the Republic might recover, but if a threat strikes now, if certain key worlds are not held, then the Republic will collapse. What else would you like to know?
You look familiar to me.
I imagine in your travels of the galaxy you've seen many people. Faces tend to blur together after a time. What else would you like to know?
I'll be going.
Before you go, I had a question for you. You came to Dantooine in search of Jedi. Why?
To get some answers.
What answers do you seek? It has been my experience that Jedi rarely answer such questions, or instead indulge in half-truths.
I need to know why they sentenced me.
Exiled you? It is strange they would sentence you and not speak honestly of your crime.
And I've got a black screen of death at the moment, so... I'll figure this out. Hello, screen. There you go. They claimed it was because I went to the bandit... I don't want to talk about it.
In any case, it seems to me like our goals are compatible. If you would have me, I can apply my knowledge and skills to helping you find the answers you seek.
We would welcome your company. Now the party squad mode is in full effect. How do I use the party swap? Aha! Never mind. I'll switch visas out when when I get around to that. Anyway, as I mentioned, this will be the cut-off for this session. I'm sorry it's been a rigmarole of just running around and getting stuff done, but we got somewhere. Anyway, at the start of next time, we will train Disciple. We will finish off the sub-level. We will properly test out the party swap that our good friend Tyrant so generously gave me the permission to use for this playthrough. And we will finish off Dantooine. Until then, Cord Vader signing off. Bye-bye!